Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see a detailed summary of Nampally Road by Meena Alexander. The story takes place in the city of Hyderabad amidst unrest and opposition to Chief Minister Limca Gowda, whose oppressive and violent rule has spurred the city's residents into protest. Set during India's fraught state of emergency from 1975 to 1977, enacted by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, wherein the aftermath of war with Pakistan, elections were suspended and the government launched a massive crackdown on civil liberties and any forms of opposition. The book focuses on Meera Kanadikkal, a young woman who has returned from England in order to both teach literature and make sense of herself and her own history. Arriving in a changed city, she becomes involved with Ramu, a passionate political activist. As her relationship with Ramu deepens, so too does her understanding of the political situation in Hyderabad. Meera struggles to reconcile her studies, her love of poetry and literature, with the violent reality of a city. Meera burgeons political awareness as she witnesses life on Nampally Road and grows more involved with the protests surrounding the brutal gang rape by the police of a young Muslim woman, Ramisa Bey, and the murder of her husband at the hands of police. Meera attempts to explain the beauty and relevance of Wordsworth to her students. As Meera searches for a way to make sense of what literature can mean when confronted with such bloodshed and to examine what Wordsworth can signify for a people terrorized by the state, Ramu arrives to take her to the police station where a Ramisa is being held. Meera is pulled from the classroom into the middle of a fierce protest at the police station. Chief Minister Limca Gowda casts a more menacing shadow with his ever-ready security men and the iron-tipped batons coming down brutally on dissent, especially on the helpless orange sellers protesting taxes. Limca Gowda tries to match his predecessor NGR, the screen idol. A cardboard city is erected for his birthday and his face replaces the wheel in the tricolour. Ramu and Meera found a seat at the new Mysore Cave, a spot that could offer a binocular vision to the bustling Nampally Road. Ramu is a person who has declined the prestigious Rhodes Scholarship and is currently pursuing PhD at Jawaharlal Nehru University. Meera and Ramu witness the scene of the orange sellers' protest on Nampally Road from the cave. Suddenly, a gang of ever-ready gundas sprang up from nowhere, beating up the orange sellers. There was blood everywhere. However, curiously, the streets were spick and span the next day, even eerily smelling of perfume. Meera Kanadikkal was offered a job at Hyderabad Central University, and Siddharth, a friend, is drawing a map to his house in Hyderabad where his mother lives. Meera is offered a stay there by Siddharth. He also warns her not to say a word about his affair with the white woman Vanessa. When Meera finally got there, she was enamored by Durgabai Gokhale, Siddharth's mother. Her hospitality was utmost that she did not let Meera hunt for a room elsewhere. Meera had to go out of her ways for Durgabai to accept a small amount as rent. Thus started a beautiful friendship between Durgabai and Meera. Durgabai was a gynecologist, pediatrician, and obstetrician all rolled into one. She considered her profession as a service and treated everyone who came to her with compassion. All her students have grown into sprawling doctors drawing lucrative salaries, but she considered it a mere farce. She was a staunch nationalist and would glisten with pride when she delivered babies. Durgabai Gokhale treats a boy mauled by a leopard with concern, compassion, and care. She had a wave of sympathy and admiration for everyone around who tried to offer the world their own space of compassion and generosity. She talks very endearingly about the bicycle man who picks up children out of the streets and treats them as well as he can with some rice and dal. The bicycle man does an exceptional service to society by adopting the boys. More information about Durgabai is spilled by her friend Swami Chari, who described a fierce and individualistic Durga fighting with her mother to marry the man she loved. One evening, when the house was hovering in silence, Durgabai opened the baggage of her memories, narrating the death of her husband washed away from her tempestuous ship. She has still kept the spectacles he wore safely. Meera had to free herself from the age-old customs imposed on her by her culture. Hence, to go against those, she adopted certain symbolic ways of dissent, like eating with the left hand. When Sona Niwas College of Hyderabad offered her a job, she was quick to accept that. She could relate herself to the poet Wordsworth, who wanted to travel to those lands where his heart laid. Meera's mother has been on the lookout for prosperous grooms. Meera evades being attached with one man and be constantly on the move. However, she explores her sexuality with Ramu. Lima Gowda is spending a fortune for idolizing himself. Laura, a Goan Christian lady, settled in Hyderabad with a husband and aspirations to migrate to Canada, which according to her is paradise as constructed by her sisters working there. She is constantly abused by her husband and she is a devotee of the Virgin of Kalangunda, now moved to the Church of Bom Jesus in Goa. Laura and Rani have a very intimate friendship bonded over Bollywood and gossips. Gandhi, who breathed life into the struggle for independence some 30 years ago, now stood lifeless as statues all over India and the world, being merely an icon. Meera's mind was preoccupied with the issue of Ramisa. She resolved to speak about the atrocities India is facing since British Raj. Ramu came running asking her to suspend the class. Ramu told her two things. Little mother was ill and Ramisa B is half dead. Hence they rushed to Gauligуда police station to rescue her. Ramisa is rescued from the police station by a group of people. Ramisa and husband were walking back home after watching a movie and she was gang raped by a group of drunk policemen. The mob who rescued her created a huge ruckus in the city. However, since Limca's birthday was hurrying near, the fury was contained. Eveready arrested many people. It is suspected that Ramu is also among the ones who are arrested. Little mother was in great agony. She even gets nightmares and finds parallels in the stagnant and equally violent atmosphere of the city. Slowly she unravels her memory in one of those darkest nights to Meera over some boiling doll. She talked about Savitri Bai, her sister, who had attended Fatima the Nizam's wife in labor a long time ago. Savitri Bai saved the kid and the mother and Nizam luxuriously showered her with gold coins. However, the cruel ways of the Nizam are also described. Laura packs her stuff and thus her world to go to a new land, Canada. Meanwhile, the curfew is lifted and there is just 24 hours to Limca's birthday celebration. Ramu and Meera go to meet Ramisa through dark alleys and winding ways. Curiously, when they meet Ramisa, she drew a picture almost in a deja vu manner, where blocks and rectangles made a pyramid where flesh soared high. Ramu and Meera drink at the bar and Ramu gets high, spilling out the brutalities on people throughout historical time. Finally, they make their way to the hotel where Ramu stays and they make love. However, ultimately, Ramu announces his plans to engage in active agitation and Meera shudders. She climbs down the steps of the hotel before daybreak all alone. Limca Gowda is trying to make a saga out of his life. The streets were wiped out clean from beggars. Everyone wore a mask of jubilation. But there is a violent mob against Limca. Parallelly, Ramisa is at Little Mother's house, almost starting a conversation with Meera Canadical, and here ends the story. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.